Everybody, this is Carl White broadcasting from the secret headquarters here in the Mortgage Marketing Animals Freedom Club. And you are listening to Loan Officer Freedom, #1 podcast in the world today for loan officers. So, hey, big thanks on that. We're getting a lot of good reviews, and the iTunes has notified us that the viewership's way up and everything. So I know it's because our gang out there, those that are listening, you've been forwarding this to your friends and family and coworkers and whatnot that's in the mortgage community, and we really appreciate it. So today I got a special guest, one of the advisors over here at the Freedom Club Mortgage Marketing Animals, Miss Ginger Bell. How you doing, Ginger?
I am fantastic. How about you, Carl?
You are fantastic, Ginger. So you just recently spoke at our Freedom Club event in San Antonio. I think we had like 383
Oh my gosh,
of our Freedom Club
it
members
was
there.
so
And
amazing. So
yeah,
much energy and passion and the messages. I mean, it was one of those things that, I left there and I don't think I even need a plane to fly home. It was just like, it was such a great feeling being there.
well,
So
it was
thank you for inviting me.
in big part by you being there, Ginger. So we were what you shared. So anyway, one thing that Ginger and I so Ginger called me up some months back and said, "Hey, I have this idea of writing a book." And Ginger, you've had very successful books in the past. I've had a handful of them also. And so you called me up and invited me to be to participate in the newest book that you did, which is Leadership Video Planner. And so what I thought we'd do on today's episode is talk a little bit about video marketing and loan officers, kind of specifically what is leadership, what the leadership video planner, like what is it about? How does it help loan officers? How can they use it to get even more loans and even less time with less stress? And I thought we'd start off, before we do that though, just a little bit in talking about the advantages of like video and the influencer thing in the mortgage space, on how we can use the video and the influencer in becoming a more successful, better well-known loan officer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think anyone out there knows that video is a bad thing. I mean, it's like everybody knows it's a good thing, right? It's like everybody knows they need to be doing video. And I was thinking about this the other day. And back in the 80s when MTV came out and there was a song, and I don't remember honestly who did the song, but it's Video Killed the Radio Star.
Mm,
And I was in my head and it was in my head and I was thinking about it. And it's like, you know what? Video made the originator star. And
mm,
that's really what it is. Because when MTV came out,
mm,
we now had a way of seeing those we were listening to,
mm,
right?
mm.
And for a lot of artists, it did. It made them overnight sensations and stars being recognized. That's what video does. And so the opportunity to have people see you that you don't even know they're seeing you, and especially for YouTube. I was talking to someone yesterday, Carl, and they're doing video, but they're just posting it on social media. So they're just putting it on Facebook. I think it was Facebook and Instagram that he was posting onto. And I said, here's the thing, that is just your sphere. That's people who know you, right? And maybe occasionally it'll get shared. But if you're doing video, you need to also put it onto YouTube. And I think that's a lot of the key too. So video can put you in front of people who you don't even know. And that's really the power of what video does, is now they see you, they hear you, you are the expert, and it allows you to increase your audience and get loans. And I know it works. People are always like, does it really work? Yeah, it really works.
So I can tell you, as somebody who has a team, this year alone, I think we're at 2 billion with a B dollars,
Well,
and we're going to either be just over it or just under it. But I think we're going to be just over it. Uh, and even like when I was just me, like me, it was me being the loan officer. I had one processor. Even in the real early days, we tapped into, I was an early adopter on this video thing.
You were, yeah.
I can tell you firsthand, video is absolutely video, and then picking up the phone and making phone calls. Those two things, the two most powerful business tools I've ever used my entire career. And videos definitely is what put me on the map, not just in the loan officer community, but like in my local community as a
Right.
lender. Video. And I think most everybody knows who what I look like, and they've seen my picture somewhere on the web or on the podcast episode or something like that. And I'm not saying this to be funny. Look, I'm no Brad Pitt, right? Like I'm just a dude, right? I'm just a dude, right?
Yeah,
And I don't look like Anthony Robbins or Brad Pitt, and frankly, they don't look like me, right? I'm my own unique
exactly.
individual. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have found it's not what you look like, it's how you make people feel on the video.
Hmm.
And for me, which kind of leads right into this book that we did, for me, it's all about like when people hear my name and my voice and or see my email or get my pre-approval letter, all those things, I want them to think rainbows, unicorns, and puppy dogs, right? Because that's how I want to make, or how to encourage people to feel, is on a very positive note.
Right.
And so I learned very early in my videos, as long as I give them a positive feel about me, that I know my video is going to be a winner, even if I don't look like, you know, famous insert in, Matthew McConaughey, right? I don't,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't have the abs of Matthew McConaughey, but I found I don't need to, as long as the sole purpose of video is to let people know who I am and to
Mhm.
exponentially accelerate that know, like, and trust thing that we all heard about.
Exactly.
No matter what I look like, no matter how I talk, I stutter sometimes, I search for words. I'll be in the middle of a sentence and forget what I said, where I'm at, right? And I found that I don't edit that stuff out. That's
Right.
just part of who I
Yeah.
am. And it's been an absolute 100% home run for me.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, look
So
at Oprah Winfrey as an example.
great
Okay.
example.
And she has a huge following, and
Yeah.
she is a very, I mean, now to meet her, you would think not a normal person, but when she started out, very much a normal person, normal
Yeah.
conversations,
Yeah.
but developed that following because people got to know who she was. So her following is people who are like her, and that's what video does.
Yeah.
And so, being able to share with people, being authentic, sharing information, and that's really what prompted the whole leadership video planner, Carl, because we create a lot of videos for our clients that are for consumers, but we have a lot of clients who are also branch managers, or they are broker owners, and so often they would ask, well, I don't want to just do consumer videos, I want to do videos for my team, or to send to realtors that don't necessarily talk about. And that honestly is what came up with the idea, because I love quotes. I love using quotes. Often when I write, I'll start with a quote when I
Mm.
write an article, because it gives me a base, a foundation to kind of get your thoughts together. Because it's coming up with content is probably one of the hardest things for people. It's like, what do I say? And I always say, if you think about doing a video, if you were going to sit down with someone over a cup of tea and have a conversation, short conversation, just a quick little, hey, Carl, you know, tell me about, what it was like to start a business. Those are the kind of things to think about. Well, you're not going to give the entire thing, or what did it feel like to start a business, or what's the number one thing? It kind of gets you thinking about, okay, what are the different videos I can make just around one topic, right? And so that's what prompted the whole leadership video planner. It's like,
Yeah.
if we start off with just a quote to kind of give us an example of creating a video, a leadership video, because that was the biggest challenge. As a branch manager, you have to motivate your team, right? And your team is not just originators. Sometimes your internal team needs more motivation and leadership from you
You know what?
than your sales team.
That's a great point. Let's talk about that for just a minute. And you know what? I omitted something here in the beginning, and I should have done a much better intro, Ginger. I just assume everybody knows who you are because you've been such an industry icon for for, you know, I was going to say eons, but that would sound totally uncool. So,
You know what? You could say eons, and full disclosure. So I turned 60 next year, and I was out with a girlfriend last night, and we've been friends for ever. And she also turned 60, and so we were talking about, okay, what are the things in our 60th year that we want to do? So we decided we're going to come up with 6 trips. So we're going to do 6 trips, places we've never been, and they don't have to be big trips, they can be little trips, maybe even just a hike, something like that.
mm,
Um, but yes, I have been around for eons.
yeah. So what I should have mentioned early in the beginning is that in the loan officer industry, you do a couple things. What you're known for, at least in our group, is for helping loan officers do videos and coming up with content and doing editing and helping them out with bumpers so that it looks, I don't know, it just looks like some thought was put toward it instead of just a hodgepodge sort of thing. So you're in the industry, you're known as, like, I don't know. We in our group we call you the video queen. You know, I don't know if it's meant as a
Well,
good
for
thing.
years, I always called myself an education specialist
Mm-hmm.
because what I have done for the past 20 years in the industry is helped organizations and professionals develop and implement training programs that positions them as experts in their field. So back when webinars were really big, we did a lot of webinars. When all of the regulations came through, we did a lot of workshops and, CE and stuff like that. I just have always built everything that I do around what I call edu marketing, and that's why I came up with the term and built the business around that over, COVID really allowed that. But if people do that, then people will go to them for that expert advice. So it's a really simple thing.
Yeah. So when we do these videos, and what led me on that little bunny trail, when we do these videos, you were mentioning to me that there's 3 real target audiences that we're going after here. So what are the like what's the first audience, or not necessarily the first, but what's one of the 3 audiences? And you mentioned the team here, so pick it up from there.
Well, interestingly enough, the first audience that we all think about is consumers because that's what we typically market to, right?
Yeah.
And so, and for the probably the biggest majority of videos that we do for our clients, it is consumer facing, whether it's to, prospects, whether it's to existing, with your milestone videos, or just, repeat. So that's the first audience is the consumers. The second audience is your realtors, your partners, whether it's your financial planners, your real estate agents, attorneys. If you're doing reverse, you should be, doing videos for elder attorneys, and helping them to be experts. That's the other thing when you think about your partners. Don't just do videos for them, do videos with them. Bring them along because then they're going to share that with their database and they're going to be the expert. And so that's the second audience. And then the third audience is your team. And your team, you have your sales team. So if you are a branch manager, whether producing or non-producing, you have a team of originators. If you're looking to grow your business and you're recruiting, then you definitely need to be doing videos that are focused on leadership, culture, values, all of those kind of things, because loan originators now, and I mean everyone, if I'm looking at an organization, the first thing I do is I go onto YouTube, I go onto their website. I want to see videos because I want to see what the people are like who work there. And that's how you can do it. So we have our sales organization, we have the recruiting organization when you think of, your corporate videos, but then your internal team, you know, everyone from your operations to your marketing team to your compliance, uh, that they need videos as well. And, Frank Gray, who's with you doing the Breakfast Club, he was the first one that started using video to motivate his team,
Yeah.
back in the day. So those are the 3 audience, obviously consumers, your partners, and then your team.
Yeah. And doing different versions. So I'd like, and I'll be honest with you, I've missed out on the your team won. Until speaking with you, I just realized, man, I have really missed the boat on not doing that. And I couldn't agree with you more. It's a bigger thing. And whether you have a team of two, 2 or 3 people, or my mortgage team is probably, I don't know, somewhere around a couple hundred, people these days, or I guess a little more than that actually. But it doesn't matter the size of it. It's the impact that you'll have on those people
Right.
is the is the power of it. So and by the way, one thing, when you're talking about your videos, letting people get to know you and that know, like, and trust thing. So I saw a study done, and this was about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, where and it was done by a mutual friend of ours. I think Joe Garris of Mortgage Web Success, super cool guy. So we did a study on, and he has web systems or websites for loan officers. And we did a study, which was, what's the number one thing clicked on a mortgage site? So Carl White loan officer, or in my case, Carl White branch manager, and you go to www.carlsmortgagecompany.com. What's the number one thing clicked on that website? And I thought for sure it was going to be, today's rate. And it wasn't. It was about me. The about me was the number one thing clicked on. And this was a large study. And Ginger, we tried all kinds of things trying to get it off that. We put the about me like in the middle of the list. We put it at the bottom of the list. We tried to bury it a little bit. And
Right.
the about me always was the number one thing clicked. And
Great.
how better to show about me than to show them about you, like doing a little quick video, the about me video, which I know you and your company, y'all do about me videos for loan officers, but very powerful thing. All right, so we got these 3 primary groups that we're sending to: our team, our referral partners, and our consumer. And in this book that you were kind enough to invite me to be a part of, leadershipvideoplanner.com. That's my
Yep.
shame. See, I worked that shameless plug in there.
It was a good plug.
Yeah. We talk about, there's 4 basic parts to the video. And the first part is the topic idea. So like, my question was, maybe, what do you mean by that? It sounds pretty apparent, but let's talk about that a little bit. So I got to pick a topic and idea. How do you do that?
Well, and that was, again, this is what prompted this, just having conversations with clients saying, okay, I want to do a leadership video, send out to my team. How do I do that? And I have a book of quotes. And oftentimes I'll start my videos off with a quote. And so that's how I kind of started into it. It's like, it's like, Carl, okay, I need to do a leadership video. It's like, okay, well, let's look at, and I have the leadership video planner right here. So week 27, the quote is by Cicely Tyson: "You never know what motivates you. You never know what motivates you." And so the idea in doing this, it's like, okay, that gives you an opportunity to talk about what? Motivation, right? And 2 things here. So if you look at this quote, you never know what motivates you. And thinking about doing a video, it's challenging whether you send it, and you could make 3 quick little videos, you could make a general video, but thinking about what motivates you, and again, making the video to get people to think about hey, what does motivate me, and what motivates me today may not motivate me tomorrow.
Mm.
For example, I was talking to someone, they were saying, I can't seem to get the time for doing video. And I said, okay. And they have a 3-year-old daughter. And I said, let me ask you this. You say you can't get the time to do video, and you're not sure where to get started, and you're not motivated to do it. If I took your daughter and I said, you cannot have her back until you make a video, how fast could you make a video? And they're like, done. It's like, okay, pick up your phone, make that video right now.
Mm.
It's a matter of what motivates you, right? So imagine making a video about that. Be able to say, hey, how motivated are you? What motivates you? And that's the whole idea. And honestly, Carl, there's not a lot of videos like this being made, especially in our industry. And especially in our industry, we need that.
So Ginger, I can tell you, as somebody that has trained literally tens of thousands of loan officers, like literally and I'm on a lot of people's email list, and I'm connected with the maximum amount of loan officers Facebook allows, and I've got our business page has, I think, 41,000 loan officers on it. I can't remember the last time one of them sent me a video, incorporating these ideas. They'll do text, they'll do an email, but the video is the major impact. I mean, you think that's like a state, Ginger, and I'm sure you have the same thing too. I'll be going through an airport. Like last time, like I was in Denver not too long ago, couple like a month ago or so, and I'm just walking through the airport, and I have somebody come up to me and said, "You're Carl White," and I go, "Well, yeah." She goes, she says, I feel like I know you. And it's like, well, you do know me, right? Because I
Yeah.
am who I am on the video. If I'd have just been sending emails out to that person, that experience would have never have happened.
No.
So if that person is in my market and I'm looking to do business with them, man, that's a laydown, right? That's like the easiest ever. So on the topic ideas in this particular book that we have, the leadership video planner, we give you 52 different
Yep.
inspirational topic ideas. And the reason why we pick these inspirational topic ideas, because Ginger, you have another book was absolutely phenomenal, where it gives 52 specific mortgage related
Right.
examples. What's the difference between a VA and an FHA, and well, what docs do I need to bring to closing, and what's
Yep.
funds to closing mean, and what does my credit score mean, and it's a fantastic book. It's literally one of my all time, probably literally my all time favorite, even above my 5 books. Like and exactly what to do in the mortgage industry. It's really good. The issue that and what inspired you to do this book is that once the loan closes,
Mm.
right, they're not interested in
No.
what's the difference between a jumbo and a
Right.
non-jumbo, and they've already closed it. So now we have to keep them engaged for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, until it's time to do that next, their refinance or the next move, or their kids are buying a house or their friends buying out. So you have to send something out to these people, and it can't be once it closes mortgage related, because they don't care about mortgage related stuff. So now it has to be a more of an interesting idea, and that was the idea of this book. And with these 52 different inspirational ideas, Ginger, that you and I have given them here, the people that invest in the book or purchase the book, it's like what, like $20 or something like that. The people that
Fourteen
buy the
ninety
book,
nine. Yep.
I'm sorry, how much was it again?
14.99
$14.99.
at Leadership Video Planner. Yes.
Yeah, at Leadership Video Planner. That once you get the book, we're going to give you examples of the 52. So in other words, there's 52 ideas there. Not only are you going to get the ideas in the book form, we're going to be emailing you, those that invest in this. We're going to be emailing you different examples done by some of you that might be listening here today. You're going to help us with some examples.
Right.
I'm going to do some examples. I know, Ginger, you are. I know we got some of our friends in the mortgage industry. I know Sue Woodard has agreed to do
Yep.
one
We've
or
got
two of them.
Frank Gray, Steve Kyles. Yep.
Yeah,
We've got
Steve Kyles, and
several people who are submitting their videos, which is, again, how exciting is that to be able to say we're creating a movement of inspiration from
yeah,
other people to be able to share that. So I'm
yeah.
super excited about it.
And the one thing I found, I don't have to be super clever. I just
Yeah,
have to be able to just swipe clever ideas. So
exactly.
when Sue does her video, and how could Sue not come up with something clever,
Oh yeah.
that I've got her full permission to literally swipe that video, put my face on it, not near as good as Sue's, granted, but put my face on it, and send it out to my crowd. All right, so that's the topic.
Yeah.
So that's the first of 4 parts. So the first is the topic idea, totally got you covered there.
Yep.
The second is the opening hook. What do you mean by that? What's an opening hook?
So an opening hook, um, it's like you watch a series on Netflix, and sometimes shows will start with this big long introduction, and you're sitting there going fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, right? The smart shows start with that hook in the very beginning, right? where you've got Dynasty as an example. It's like, the woman walks in, it's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? It's like, but they don't show who it is. It's like, oh, who is it? Who is it? I gotta watch. Now you do the intro and it's like, show me what it is, right? It's that opening hook. And so the first, and YouTube has a lot of different studies on this, just like as far as with Joe clicking the About Us video. So the first 3 seconds of the video is the most critical. So you want to have an opening hook. You don't want to start off with, your big, hi, my name is, what you want to do with, starting with, hey, maybe the quote. So again, going back to our example, week 27, you never know what motivates you. And you can start off with an opening hook like, hey, do you ever have a challenge being motivated? Right?
I got it. So opening hook oftentimes is either going to be I don't know, just my old marketing ideas come a shock and awe statement.
Yeah, exactly.
Or an opening question.
Yep.
Have you ever noticed that insert in things, opening hook,
yep.
right? So we have the topic idea, we have the opening hook, and then you have 3 points. So on a what like is there something magical about 3 points, and what do you mean by that?
So yes. So and again, it's a whole other, study thing, but nature, our brain, so many things work in threes. In sales, I used to be a corporate trainer with Dale Carnegie Training, and we taught the sales advantage, and we'd always get to 3 yeses. So that was always your goal whenever you do something, is get to 3 yeses. If you can get to 3 yeses, then you can move on as far as, the next phase of, your objections, whatever. And so the idea with 3 is people think in terms of 3. If you can't do 3, that's okay, but it's easier. So if you're doing a video, so we're going to do a video on, what motivates you. That's going to be your topic. Hey, how do you know what motivates you? That's your topic. Opening hook is, hey, have you ever been challenged about being motivated? And then you get into, in this video I'm going to share with you, and you're going to have 3 things. So in this video, I'm going to share, 3 tips to help you get more, to get more motivated daily, to motivate your team, and whatever that is. You decide what those 3 things are. And so in the book we've had, what are your 3 points? So what, how do you find out what motivates you? Say, and the first point is, have a clear idea of what you want. What do you want? What motivates you? If you don't know what you want, then, how are you going to get it? And then you can go into your second point. So know what you want, what motivates you, being able to, create a plan, a path to be able to get. So what's motivating you? And then the third is commit to it. So what motivates you? I mean, whatever you want to do for your 3. So having those 3, make them quick, and some of these videos can be longer. People are always, oh, I need to only do a 1-minute video. It's like, no, you don't. Kyle Seagraves, who has probably the most subscribers out of anyone, originators in the mortgage industry, with over 95,000 subscribers. Some of his videos, honestly, Carl, are like 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
And people watch it.
I would definitely say that. I know our videos, some probably, I don't know, I've got some short. My definition of short, at least for me, because I tend to ramble a little bit, but you know what? That's not true. I don't ramble. I feel like I have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say. Yeah. I mean, you have an incredible amount to share, and people listen, just like this podcast, right?
Yeah. And so I think
people listen to the podcast. They're not 1 minute. And could you imagine doing a 1-minute podcast?
No. It wouldn't be useful.
No.
And so yeah. So I agree with you. I think doing 2 and 3 minute videos are okay, and I think doing 13-minute videos are okay, and I think doing 33-minute videos are okay. So I think there's I don't think it's one size fits all. And I love your thing about the 3 points, because you're right. It's that magic of 3, because you know what? There's 3 blind mice. There's 3 little pigs. There's 3 wise men, right? There's Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So there's just something magical about that, that 3 things. So we have the topic idea, we have the opening hook, we have the 3 points. And again, we're going to give you examples, 52 different, or minimum of 52 examples of these as on an ongoing basis. And then the last part, and Ginger, this is the part that I really feel everybody screws up because they just don't do it. And
Right.
that's at the end of the video, you got to tell them what you want them to do. You know, the
Yeah.
first, so it's topic idea, opening hook, 3 points, and then your call to action. You have got to put a call to action on your videos. And a lot of people think, well, I don't
Yeah.
want to be weird. I don't want to be salesy. It's not being weird or salesy if you're helping people. I've always thought, to me, I always get this mental image that, like Ginger, like I like you, right? We've been dear friends for a long, long time. But even if I didn't know you, if I'm driving down the road and I see you on the side of the road with a flat tire, and I've got a truck full of tires in my trailer because I own a tire shop, and I start to pull over to help my this looks like a wonderful lady on the side of the road with a flat tire, and oh, by the way, I have a tire shop where I can sell her a tire, right? And I start to pull over, I go, I don't want to seem salesy, and I pull back on the interstate and leave you hanging out there on the side of the road with a flat tire. How
Right.
uncool is that?
Right.
That's like the ultimate uncoolness like ever. And if you're helping people, it's okay to tell people how you can help them.
Right.
And so for me, like it for my consumers, the end of every video and this is the consumer in something like this. Well, hopefully you found that helpful. Hey, look, anytime you, a friend or family member is looking to buy, sell, or refinance, that's what I do. I'm in the mortgage industry, and I'd love to help you when you have those needs. So, hey, thanks again for everybody, and I'll see you on the next video.
Yep.
It's like literally a 10-second call to action. I call it my 3x3.
Yep.
Friends, family, coworkers, buy, sell, or refinance.
Yep.
And that's it. Like, and I'm not saying that's what yours needs to be. I'm just saying have a call to action. Same
Right.
thing in my referral partners. I do the same basic thing. It's like, hey, hopefully you found this information interesting. I appreciate when you forward to your friends. Hey, just real quick, my name is Carl White. I'm over here at ABC Mortgage Companies. 3 things you can count on me. I'll close you on time. I'll give you great communication during the loan process, and I'll follow up on your leads like green on a pickle, so you get even more referrals from other people going forward. Talk to you when you call in. See you on the next video.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Just
And so here's the thing, and I love this. Your call to actions at the end are like my absolute favorite. You are like, that is such secret sauce for you of what you do consistently. But when you look at that, so a couple of things you did that you, if you're listening to this, you want to include. The first thing is he said his name. Okay. I can't tell you how many people don't do that. So say your name again, right? And then the second thing you did, you told them to share it with friends. People will do what you tell them to do. So it's not a direct, but it's like, hey, if you want to, share with your friends, or thanks so much for sharing. Oh, that's a great idea. I am going to share that with my friends. So put that in their mind, right? And do it in a way that it is a direct, indirect, which is what you did.
wait. What do you mean by that? I might be doing it, but I don't know I'm doing it. What do you mean by that?
It's a direct, indirect. And so you're giving directions, but you're doing it indirectly without, specifically saying, hey, I want you to forward this to your friends. You're saying, hey, I appreciate you
Okay.
forwarding this to your friends. So you're giving them that direction, right? A direct to directing them to do this, but you're
Yes.
doing it indirectly. So you're already assuming that they're doing it. Hey, thanks so much for forwarding it to your friends. Or thanks so much for sharing this.
Okay.
And so it's very powerful to do that because you're planting that seed to where they're thinking, oh yeah, I need to do that. You know what? I think Frank would love this video. I'm going to send it to him. So that's the thing. And then you're saying at the end, like green on the pickle. I mean, especially if you're using a saying like that nobody's heard before, and I've never heard anybody say that but you. It's like, I love that. I think of you, that's endearing, that's a part of you, and that shows your personality. So don't be afraid to do that. Sometimes people think, I need to be very much this kind of person. It's like, no. If you snort, snort when you laugh. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
People will love you for that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing in your call to action. And it's very short. It doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be salesy. You need to give your name, right? Give that direct, indirect, hey, thanks so much for sharing this, passing us on. And then something they can remember that makes it memorable, like the green on the pickle. So
Yeah.
that's what's great about you. And I mean, that's your sweet secret sauce. You are so good at doing that.
Well, I appreciate that. And by the way, if you guys want a formula for call to action, here's the formula that I use. The formula is here's what I got. Here's how it benefits you. Here's what I want you to do next. Here's what I got. Here's how it benefits you. Here's what I want you to do next. So when I say, hey, we follow up on your leads like green on a pickle, that's here's what I got. Here's how it benefits you, so that you get even more referrals from those people going forward. That's benefits them. So cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think we kind of covered it here. So just again, just real quick, if you go to leadershipvideoplanner.com, this is a phenomenal book, and I'm just going to be perfectly transparent here. Ginger was the motivation and the machine behind this. Basically, I said that sounds like a great idea. As we're going through the different examples here, but it's so when you get the book, it's got 52 different video ideas. We're going to be having industry leaders and people just like you. In fact, maybe as you're listening to this, when you get this book and you do an example and you send it to us, you might be one of the weekly examples that we send out, that we're going to give weekly examples of these every week on an ongoing basis. And so you don't just get the book and then it's done. And again, this is like less than $15 that we're going to give you the book. We're going to give you examples of it, and we're going to give you some ongoing training, all included in with this. And then Ginger and I also do a weekly video mastermind group that's open to the loan officer public, like all included in with this. Every Wednesday, and we'll send you the information about that when you pick up the book. So if you just go to leadershipvideoplanner.com, leadershipvideoplanner.com, get the book there, and looking forward to helping you guys get your first videos out. Did I forget anything today, Ginger? Anything I should have covered that I didn't?
No, I think the only thing, if you go, so the book is available on Amazon, and thanks to your wonderful picture on the cover, we were able to hit the #1 spot for new releases on Amazon when we launched, and we're still there. So I think that's really exciting. And so if you can buy it on Amazon, but if you go to the Leadership Video Planner site, we have some bonuses. So if you buy it on Amazon, go to our site anyway, register for the bonuses, because we actually have 52 weeks of inspirational quote cards that you can put along with your video. And if you go there and register, then you'll get those as downloads as well.
Awesome. So leadershipvideoplanner.com. I had it on my notes here, mentioned that 8 times. That's only 7. So for the 8th time, leadershipvideoplanner.com. Hey, honestly, I just know this is going to help people. And I just, I like, everybody knows video. And I know we need to wrap this up, but I'm just so passionate about this. Everybody knows that video works. Everybody knows that I shoot my videos with my smartphone. Like that's, I've got a big fancy dancy video room here with all these fancy dancy cameras and different angles and computer. I never use it. That 99.9% of my videos are shot with my little iPhone. So we all know how powerful they are. We know how easy they are. It takes like nothing to get them done. Man, just go out and start doing this stuff. Like it, and one thing I always remind myself is God made me, in my belief system, God made me imperfect, but in a perfect way.
Absolutely.
Just go do it. Ginger, huge fan for years. It's great to have you as part of the advisory board here in the Freedom Club and Mortgage Marketing Animals on all things video and marketing. And I really, really, really appreciate you. And thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this book and part of your world. I'm just truly honored and grateful. And you give me way too many kudos for the #1. We all know it was because of you. But thank you so much, Ginger. And I really appreciate you, my friend.
Oh, likewise. Thank you.
All right, everybody. So that's the end of this episode. So again, for the 9th time, leadershipvideoplanner.com. We always appreciate you forwarding this to your friends in the mortgage industry. Looking forward to being part of that program. And that's it. So we'll see you on your videos. Love to see your examples, and we'll see you next week right here on Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Carl.